Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to our Thursday night primetime game here on the Virtual Football Network. Brought to you, of course, by the Simulation Football League Miners. We have the Aces traveling across the country here to the city of brotherly love, where we have the 500 Cougars hosting the 2 and 4 San Diego Aces. With me in the booth is my good friend and colleague, Keith Wheeler. Our statisticians are Justin Reside and Rodney Smith. Thank you, of course, to Alex West, behind the scenes making all of this possible. Keith, let me hear your thoughts on this one, my friend.
We got a tale of two teams here. San Diego coming off a big win last week. And Philadelphia, no easy way to say this, got out-Phillied last week by San Jose. They got something to prove, so let's see what happens and which team decides to get outside of their run-first mentality and stretch the field vertically with the pass game.
San Diego coming off of a win that put them into the top 3 of the entirety of the league. Philly, of course, lost last week. And with the lowest point differential in the entirety of the league, they're hoping to bounce back and take down what has been a very solid San Diego team up to this point. San Diego's 2-1 on the road. They are thriving in this away environment. Solid return. We'll take them out to the 34. Got the Vice City uniforms going up the side of the leg. So that's some of that uniqueness I like to see there in the uniforms, Keith.
Something about the West Coast teams, whether it's San Jose, Oregon, or San Diego, we just tend to have the drip going right now compared to those East Coast teams.
Split backs look here for Lovelace and Company, the lefty, hoping to have another good day. Right up the gut. They're going to start running early. No luck. Carlos Carter quickly getting involved.
Carlos Carter is going to be hard for them to do. They're going to have to find a way to chip and double team up to him. I mean, the defensive line isn't that bad either, but Carlos Carter is a completely different animal out there.
Looks like they have him playing in the middle of the defense against the nickel. Lovelace rolls out to her left, connects in the flat. Oh, and a bunch gained afterwards. Nice catch and run there by Moss to keep it in bounds along the sideline. 1st and 10 upcoming.
Great job by the offensive coordinator, knowing that Eden Lovelace is excellent when you move the pocket and takes a little of that pressure of Carlos Carter blitzing that center out and lets her get a beautiful view of her receiver, and boom, next thing you know, first down.
When you're a lefty rolling out that way and throwing that way as well, that's something that you are going to thrive on doing. Let's see if they try and keep up with a similar scheme like that tonight. They are on that left hash this time. They will push it towards the right side. A run behind the blocker, nowhere to go. John Lynch quickly shuts it down.
Definitely something you got to be careful of is making sure you got your patience behind your offensive line. They're not as fast as your running back. You got to give them time to set up your blocks. It's make your run 1 foot in the ground and get vertical.
Back to the split backs a look. Let's see if they once again go to this handoff up the middle. They won't. A throw to the right side. Oh, caught on the hitch. A little bit of space afterwards. A ton of space. Scratch that. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. San Diego punches it across the line. Nate Burleson with the huge catch and run.
Like I said, the first team that can figure out how to stretch the game vertically downfield is going to have an advantage. And San Diego said, you know what? We traveled here. We don't have jet lag. We're going to go down the field and make Philly try to play catch up with us.
Man, that was Chris Britton Jr. in the coverage on the hitch. He got a little confused as he came back on the route. And then after that, it was all she wrote. He had a ton of room to play with. Not the typical play you see from him. He's been playing great this season. But now, like you said, they got to play some hurry up. And San Diego does something they don't often do, and that's score really quickly. A lot of the times it's, churning the clock out, relying on the run. But like you said, Keith, they take the shot and they extend the field vertically, and it works really well for them.
The key here for now is Philadelphia's got to answer with points of their own, whether it's field goal or touchdown. They can't go down 2 scores because it's going to be very difficult for them to come out of their run-based offense to score again.
Oh, man, what a return! Find some space past the 50, 45, 40. Oh, man, down at the 41. Terry Money with 2 broken tackles, somehow finding some success.
That is how you respond to a team scoring quickly on you. You're at home, you're in the den, you get the crowd behind you, and you just change field immediately with the good return.
Back to the chalkboard for Philly, hoping to continue the momentum off that kick return. Rahman will throw another hitch route, it looked like. That one scooped off of the ground, able to be pulled in there like an 87.
It was kind of a shoelace grab. Good job getting your hands underneath it so it didn't touch the turf. 5 yards is 5 yards and first down.
Keenan McCardle, one of their backup receivers, on the catch there. They will run this time, getting past Breeze, a bunch more room for Reno to run. There we go. Nice 1-2 punch to start, and already a first down.
Philly's come out the first 2 plays and gone 4 wide to spread out the San Diego defense and take care of the lack of depth in the secondary, which all of us deal with in the SFLm, and then run the ball to get the best advantage that they can.
Back to single back, a receiver on each side. Rahman, 2-step drop to the out route, caught. A little bit more room to play with. Another nice pitch and catch from Rahman. That's 8 yards downfield.
Looks like both teams are playing that kind of dink and dunk, quick game, trying to catch the other team off guard. Let's see if Philly can answer San Diego's original score.
Same formation here. A ton of people in the box for San Diego. They do get the run they were expecting. Reno out to the outside. Stiff arm. He's going to make it. Touchdown, Philly. Hasn't even been 3 minutes, Keith, and 14 points already on the board.
That's how you answer an opening drive by your opponent. You're at home. You come out, you do something different, but you still stay within your identity of run first. And that was a great job by Reno, hitting the hole, bouncing to the outside, and then just literally Derrick Henrying the defensive back off. It's just stiff-armed and down he went.
A great block by the receiver as well that set up the one-on-one play against the defensive back. If you're a coach, I mean, you can speak from experience, I imagine. If you have a back one-on-one against a corner with that much room to play with, the play went well. Everything went right. And, man, Philly, they mixed things up well. They passed a lot better than we've seen them do in the past, and mixing the run as well. They bounced back very nicely.
I love that quads, but with the double wing. It almost looks like a spread triple option that like Navy would run. It's forcing the defense into a very specific set, and then they're doing unique things out of it. Great job, offensive coordinators.
San Diego will field it here. Lovelace will march back onto the field. She is the quarterback here for San Diego. Michael Bennett and Doug Chapman, your halfbacks, and new star here in San Diego, Lincoln Park. She will take the field as the fullback. The rest of that offense goes as follows. Randy Moss, Derek Alexander, Nate Burleson, and Dwayne Bates are your receivers. Jim Welling and Hunter Goodman are your tight ends. Marcus Buss, David Dixon, Matt Burke, Chris Levinsky, and Bryant McKinney make up that offensive line here for San Diego, hoping to have another solid drive. Back to the offset I, 2 receivers to the close side of the field. They run that way, hoping for some blocks. They don't get many. Parker will only gain a yard before he meets John Lynch.
Both defenses involved their secondary in the run fits extremely well. You got John Lynch coming down. That's a hard go. That's hard to get past him. He's not going to let you get upfield without a fight.
Same look here for San Diego. Must have seen something they liked. 6.5 left on the play clock here from the 33. They run right up the gut. A little bit to go. We'll call it 3rd and 6 upcoming.
San Diego needs to find a way to isolate Carter and neutralize him a little bit. Get to work on those corners a little bit and see if they can still stretch the field. Cannot get away from that.
They flip the offset, and Lovelace will throw over the middle. Picked! Going back the other way! 10-5 touchdown! Chris Britton Jr. gets one back. He let up a touchdown earlier, and now he's getting one in the favor of the Philly defense.
Great job by Britton, reading the eyes of the quarterback. You've got to be able to hold the safety there and then read your coverage underneath. Eden Lovelace lost track of him, and Chris Britton goes, Nate Burleson, you can score, so can I.
San Diego took the momentum early, but that momentum has since shifted heavily into Philadelphia's favor. The first big defensive play we've really seen on the night, and it resulted in 7. This one's looking to be exciting.
The best part is seeing Martin Grammatica trot out into the field because, you know, they call him Automatica Grammatica for a reason.
That's exactly right. Philly to kick it here. San Diego hoping to have a little bit of better luck. You can't let that distract Lovelace because they were very solid on that first drive. Decent return to the left side to the 45. That's Derek Alexander. He was actually the intended target on the interception earlier. Take a look at Philly's defense as they trot back onto the field, led, of course, by defensive end linebacker hybrid Carlos Carter. The other defensive linemen, Simeon Rice, Fregley Rahman, and Warren Sapp. The linebackers, Dwayne Rudd, Derek Brooks, and Barry Kuda, along with Keith Burns, will get the rest as this drive continues. San Diego back to the same set, Keith. They're very comfortable in it. They will do that two-step drop again to the out route, incomplete. Had a chance for Burleson to bring it in, but Britton Jr. was there again.
That was dangerous. Left-handed quarterback throwing back to your right into that kind of coverage. That should have been a pick 6 again.
Way too congested to that side of the field to risk throwing it. They're sitting in the same form, but they flip the eye once again. Lovelace surveying right from the 45. She will throw. 5-step drop. Throwing that way. Incomplete. Off the hands of a receiver. The hard hit on Alexander forces the incompletion.
When you move up to the next level, you've got to make that catch. If it hits your hands, you've got to catch the ball. Yes, you're going to get hit. That's why you play the game and get paid the big bucks.
Empty set here for Lovelace. Expecting pass all the way. You see Carlos Carter there cheating up to the line. Maybe expect some extra pressure as Jim Welling was the motion man. Lovelace getting way back, rolling out to her left, looking for somebody downfield up the middle of the hash. Is incomplete. Off of the hands of a receiver once again. Keith, you got to pull those in.
All I'm going to say is the ball is my friend. The ball is my friend. The ball is my friend. If you know that movie reference, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You've got to catch that ball without wide open.
Force 2 punt. Nick Murphy will trot it out. A face that San Diego fans were not wanting to see at the end of that drive. But a good punt will pin him down at about the 10. Prior to the return, we'll call it about the 19. Phillies offense here to come out. Led, of course, by Thomas Rahman, the quarterback, Michael Reno and Thomas Jones, the halfbacks, Mike Allstott, the fullback, the receivers, Terry Money, King Alexander, Joe Juravicius, and Keyshawn Johnson. The tight ends are Ken Dilger, Ricky Dudley. The offensive line is Kenyatta Walker, Cozy Coleman, John Wade, Kerry Jenkins, and Roman Oben. Some ton of extra bodies being brought for San Diego. They'll only gain 1. And there's another news pickup as of these last few weeks.
Philly's going, you know what? We're going to force you into coming down into the box, playing this run-based game. Philly needs to find a way to stretch the field vertically. The hitches are good, but you got to go down the field with it once in a while.
They sent extra bodies once again. The pitch to the outside does a decent amount. They'll gain 3 off the pitch to Reno. Half of the quarter gone now.
I love watching Reno run. It's just, you got to be patient. Like any good run game, first quarter, it's going to seem like it's not working. Fourth quarter is going to be breaking big.
Trips to the far side here for Rahman. They bring in extra blitzer once again. Stay calm. He takes off and, takes a hard hit, but he gets the first down. Man, way
he lowered her shoulder there, too.
Man. He did.
Wow. That is gutsy. And every quarterback coach and every head coach is saying not very smart either.
Yeah. We got to keep that one from Ashley. That'll be ammo to send over to Eddie to get her running.
I know.
But yeah, it was not an easy hole to find in the middle of that line either. He had to get skinny.
Well, he is tall and skinny, so that helps.
That's exactly right. It's a movement from the linebackers. They pitch once again. Reno to that side. Kind of ran free for a few yards. and quickly wrangled down over. That was the free safety up top, Tony Tomlinson.
Tomlinson has a very long range as a free safety, great eyes, and was able to read that backfield flow pretty quickly.
Back to the single back. They run it right up the gut, quickly shut down. Man, that one didn't have anywhere to go. It's number 50 for the linebacking core.
San Diego needs to find a way to create some sort of turnover or big negative play.
Yep. Trips to the close side now for Rahman. Survey and snap. He's looking to pass right up the gut of the defense, and Horizon Breeze quickly cleans it up on the attempted slant over the middle.
I know Horizon Breeze is kind of the defensive focus, but he's also very much kind of underrated when you have Carlos Carter on the other side. Everybody talks about him and Barracuda. Horizon Breeze is a very, very rangy vet right there.
Yeah, they have an interesting setup on defense, the Aces. Oh, hard hit there. They've got the inside linebacker who holds down the middle, and then they have their two safety blankets over the top, Tomlinson and Von L. That's just a dangerous combo if they can keep getting better, especially deep in coverage. It's not going to be easy to throw downfield against them.
Let's see if they go back to that hitch route.
I'd like to see it. They attacked Chris Britton Jr. on it last time. The delayed handoff completely blown up. Lincoln Parker, she just has nowhere to go.
I love that name, and every time I hear it, I still think of Chester Bennington. Sorry, we lost him too early. Love that name, Lincoln Parker.
Split backs once again. You see some motion here from San Diego. They're sending Moss to the far side. And a corner does follow in suit. Lovelace will roll out to her right, throwing that way as well. Caught in traffic. There we go. Derek Alexander able to hold on to one.
Great job by the OC getting Lovelace outside, rolling to her right. She's left-handed, setting her feet, flipping the hips, and putting that ball exactly where only her receiver could catch it. Was a great job. Very easy when you go to the opposite side of your hands to get out of your fundamentals. Great work by Eden there.
Offset eye to the far side along with two receivers that way. Lovelace will throw again. Three-step drop. Plenty of time to the right side. Caught again. Moss the one to do it inside the 35.
Great job there working down the field. We're in that zone now where the Aces need to be careful. They still need a semblance of a run game, but if the pass game is working, you keep doing it until Philly can prove that they can stop it.
Yeah, it was interesting when we were talking pregame. I was hyping this up as a run fest, if you will, but it's turning into all but that. These passing games just completely firing right now. Run to the left side. Parker quickly brought down. Only a yard gained there.
I like watching the progression through the season because here we are late in the season. We've seen everybody had time to kind of develop because early in the season, everybody's running. Now we're starting to see the pass games open up.
Split backs once again. They actually kick Alexander out to make it two receivers to the close side. Lovelace will throw. Two-step drop up the middle. Caught! Touchdown! Over the top of two defenders! Oh, man, they bounced back tremendously. And Lovelace, after a turnover that they have left well in the past, launches that one over two defenders.
The discipline and the confidence in your line to sit in that pocket as it's starting to collapse around you and then make that throw, that beautiful golf analogy again, 5-iron of a shot right into where your receiver can catch it, was amazing to watch.
Perfectly lofted. Couldn't have been placed any better. The defender was trailing behind the receiver, and the safety was coming down from over the top. You just had to place it above that safety. As he was showing, he was playing a little bit too aggressively, and Lovelace did it to perfection. Already well over 100 passing yards.
Best part about this, DJ, is seeing people have a short memory. Something bad happened, they forgot about it and got something positive out of it. But yet again, another return.
Man, Philly's just special teams dominating right now. That time, it was Keyshawn Johnson who brings it out to the 34.
I don't know. Maybe somebody can go back into the annals of SFLm history and tell me if we've seen this many points in the first quarter in a while. I mean, we got 28
You know,
points in what is it, 9 minutes?
there's a game that I'm remembering back to that happened in the playoffs last season between Philadelphia and I think it was Birmingham. That was a complete shootout, and they had a ton of points. Someone may be able to go back and look. That one comes to mind. But yeah, he's seeing some very high flying offenses so far in this game. Just a motion from a tight end. Has one to each side of the line now. They run it. Reno, nowhere to go. Gained one before he was brought down.
I love the fact that they're opening up and people are confident in the progressions that the players have played so far. I'd like to see Philly kind of be a little bit more daring with the ball. Get it downfield, get it to your receivers, let them do their job.
They will this time. Two-step drop. Rahman far down the right side. Way too far overthrown. I didn't even like the throw anyway, Keith. There was two defenders playing pretty tight.
If you got a cover two or a rotation like that where you got a weak side rotation, you got to put it in the hole. That's a hard one to do. Even at the pro level, not very many quarterbacks can do that.
Completely empty here for Rahman. They know a throw is coming. They bring an extra linebacker up to the line. That's Yates. Trips to the far side now for Rahman. Five-step drop. Firing that way incomplete. Tipped off the hands of an over-the-top safety. That's Darius Vaughnell, the young man who joined a few weeks back.
Vaughnell was like, you know what? I can play this game too. And literally every defensive coordinator right now is going through like every form of aspirin and medicine they can because of how up and down this game is. Good defensive play, then big offensive play. It's almost schizophrenic in the way this game is being played.
Yeah, for sure. And with how Philly, their offense is producing, right? They keep finding themselves in third and longs. It's hard to avoid it with their play style right now because San Diego is, they're getting privy to that run game. They're not going to be able to keep doing it consistently. We've only seen 3 passes come on, prior to that drive, we had only seen 3 passes from Rahman, which were all complete. Now after that, 3, 4, 5 after the 2 incompletions on the last drive. Lovelace hoping to come back out and continue to put back the pressure onto Philadelphia. A motion over a receiver, one to each side. Lovelace quickly throws it to the slant, caught, and then quickly brought down, a gain of 7 there.
I like the movement and the motion. Let's figure out what the coverage is and learning where to throw the ball or where to run against. Great job. We just need to see a little bit more of it aggressively from both teams.
That is the end of the first quarter here on the Virtual Football Network, brought to you by the SFLm. I'm DJ Kilgannon, back with you in the booth for our Thursday night primetime game. Thank you for being with me here, Keith. My friend and colleague is my analyst for the evening. Thank you to our producer, Alex West, behind the scenes for putting on this nice show. Rodney Smith and Justin Reside, thank you both for making us sound smart. A nice block. Let's Lincoln Parker get ahead just before that midfield mark.
I kind of like the number 41, being that I wear it myself in the pro level. I like seeing 41 do well. And Lincoln Parker is adapting very quickly to this league, which is fun to watch.
Yeah, I love seeing them big bruising fullbacks in the 40s. Offset here. Up the gut. Now pass midfield. Hard hit by Carlos Carter to shake his brain up a little bit there. But they gained 6. Wasn't even touched until 6 yards later.
Best one for the chat to figure out without looking it up on Google. What fullback wore number 41?
Offset eye here. They'll motion over a receiver. Hunter Goodman, the tight end. Lovelace will throw again, rolling out to her left. Pressure was there, across her body, caught, and then some! A nice gain past the first down marker, fought till the very end. Beautiful play by Lovelace.
That's, let me put it this way. As a young quarterback, you need to be very careful throwing back across your body because it's all about arm strength and not about technique or fundamentals. A lot of those are what we saw before can be turned into pick sixes.
Offset eye to the close side with two receivers opposite them. Running that way, Parker nowhere to go. Carter just completely smothering this run game away.
ADS, that's cheating because that's who I based my guy off of. But yes, number 41 would be Lorenzo Neal, the great Low Neal from the San Diego Chargers.
Trying to think if I can think of a fun trivia question here about former minor league teams. As we have some motion. That's Burleson making his way to the far side of the field. 8 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Lovelace looking for time over the middle. Oh, just too overthrown. Could have been a huge play to Alexander, but oh man, Sapp is slow to get up on the defensive side.
That is a lot of core strength by a quarterback to be able to shrug off that sack attempt and still almost complete the ball 25 yards downfield.
Interesting trivia question here. SFL and SFLm players alike will know the name I'm talking about, but we'll go back to season 10 where we only had 4 teams in the league. Who would have been Philly's fullback for that season 10 season without looking it up? That's empty. You see Lovelace looking to her left, checking the defense for adjustments. They'll motion over. That's once again Burleson making it trips to the far side. Quick snap. Lovelace going way back, trying to take off, finds some room, gets hit hard, and eventually falls 4th and 4.
I love the chat. Did she just injure Warren? Reminds me of Remember the Titans. When Sunshine came in and took over.
Such a good movie. Kind of a muff punt there. Going to hit about at the 20. A nice bounce in San Diego's favor. Looks like it'll be stopped at about the 10.
You put the ball at the 10, it's not a muff punt. That's keeping it inside and not giving them out to the 20. That's a field position game.
That is true. If you trust your bounce, might as well. Didn't travel far in the air, but it did exactly what they needed it to. As Rahman comes back out to pass. Single back here. With a strong line, expecting some extra pressure, which San Diego has brought a ton. They were actually run to the left side. Reno finds some space. He gains 8 before he's brought down.
Great job. Like I said, great job by Reno. I love watching him run. Here's the trivia question for the group. Name the last halfback from Fresno State that played and started in the NFL.
Oh my goodness. I'd be done for. Back to single back. Very similar formation here for Rahman. She's a movement from the backers. They bring a ton of bodies, but he finds some separation out to the 30, 35, 40. Finally forced out of bounds. That's Michael Reno. He has football running through his veins.
Love it. I love how they're playing with the personnel of San Diego by making them stay in a, for lack of a better term, a base front a lot, but showing them different formations to get those linebackers out of position to be able to run.
First and 10 upcoming. Philadelphia having a very nice running drive to start this one. They'll pass this time. They're 2-step drop, attacking the hitch nearly the other way. Oh man, Denard Walker could have took that one back to the house if he caught it.
You play a tight triple like that formation and you isolate the single receiver. They had a rotation down on that side. I can't tell what the zone was, if it was like a 2 or if it was a cover 6, but definitely dangerous throw.
A shift in the D line. Expecting a ton more pressure like we've seen them do all night. This motion receiver making it 2 to the close slot side, and the corner does follow, showing man, Rahman to throw. Oh, looks like some contact early there.
And you definitely got to be careful. Got to be careful of that 5-yard zone after you get past 5. Hands off, everybody.
Yeah, they play aggressive. I think it's right at that 5-yard mark, trying to find Terry Money on the hitch. Just nowhere to go.
Yeah, almost like a levels concept to that side, except for they ran the outside receiver on a must get outside or must get open route to stretch the defense.
Promotion over a tight end, making the strong side the far side. Looks like that was Ken Dilger who is standing up on that side now. He actually goes out. Looks like a screen developing. Reno throws it to the opposite side, incomplete. Tight coverage there all the way. Ken Irvin was not letting that one get through.
I'm not sure what Ramen was looking at. I understand the play design was trying to isolate that one receiver, but San Diego had nothing fooled there. They were like, no, we know what you're doing. So it makes me kind of wonder what Ramen saw.
They're staying in this single back look, and they are all too comfortable in it. Looks like 6 people playing on the line for San Diego. They send 5 of them. Oh, that one caught on the nice slant. He was kind of breaking to the outside and broke back in to catch that one in front of the defender, Terry Money, there on the catch.
Almost like a reverse whip route where you whip out and come back in, but you turned it into a slant. Interesting play call. I really like that.
Right at midfield, Philly needs to continue with the momentum they have from this first quarter of play. Need to get it back in their favor. Rahman will throw once again to the left side. Caught. Another hitch route is what finds success.
Great job by Terry Money knowing exactly where the 6 were, getting past it to set his route, make the catch, secure it, and then everything else after that is gravy.
Nearing the 45, a shift in the D-line there. They will throw once again to the left. Oh, nearly caught, but incomplete. Denard Walker all over it.
To go to the outside receiver, trying to catch them in between the coverage, but that tight end or that slot receiver was wide open underneath. Get the 4 or 5 yards. Don't try to get everything at once.
Same look for Philly. The strong side is near, though. Looks like 5 people playing down on the line. How many of them will they bring? Rama to throw to the left. Caught in traffic. These receivers with such sure hands. That's another catch for Terry Money.
Deep slant, skinny post, whatever you want to call it. Good job working, getting inside leverage on the cover, on the corner. Safety is having the hold because of what's going on in the backfield. Can't really commit to that deep guy going down the middle. So great job. Just good job getting leverage.
At the end of the day, that's what Terry Money is made for. He's 5'10", 200 pounds. He's a perfect slot receiver, catching these short catches. Up the middle, should have been caught for a ton of yards, but too far out in front. Oh, man, Juravicius was wide open up the seam.
Joe Juravicius usually catches those. The surprise that he did, I think it almost came out a little too fast for him. I don't think he was truly expecting it.
Same look here against this heavy box of San Diego once again. Roman will throw to the right side. Oh, man, nearly picked off again. They need to mix in some runs. Now that they're past the 50, Keith, it's like they've completely scratched it out of their playbook.
I understand with this formation, it forces a run. You're pulling them into a bare defense. You're trying to isolate that receiver, but the safeties are coming over the top to bracket them. They're not letting them throw that.
Yeah, and that's the talented safety play we talked about. 2 contracted safeties, one of which has only been here for 3 weeks, but he's proving that he was worth the pickup. 4 stand-up receivers to the far side. They all go downfield. Pump fake from Rahman. Pressure's there. Breaks the sack. Touchdown! Back of the end zone. Terry Money cashes in for 7.
It looked like the secondary, after that pump fake, did this, and they saw the sack. Oh, he got sacked. And Money said, we're not done. We are not done with this play. And touchdown for Terry Money.
Doesn't give up on the route until he hears the whistle. Trusted his QB to stay strong and make the throw and find him, and he did. Gorgeous throw downfield to Money in the back of the end zone, extending the lead back to a touchdown ball game. Scored that one all the way from their own 9.
Good job putting a series of plays together and not giving up on the series. I mean, they had a couple times where they could have been picked, and they said, "No, what? We're going to keep going downfield and working against the weaknesses we saw in the San Diego defense."
Spin from Burleson, quickly wrangled up 28 yards, or 28-yard line, excuse me, is where San Diego will start it.
A 91-yard drive. That's one of the longer ones I think we've seen in the SFL this year, isn't it?
One of
One of
for
the stats people
sure.
could tell us.
Haven't had many from that range. That's
Well,
for
usually
sure.
people start at the 9 and end up punting. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm glad to see that.
They kept it safe and then had the solid drive downfield. Let's see what San Diego does if they continue to pass first. They run to start up the gut, nowhere to go. Philly continuing to have a strong front seven, of course, led by that man.
Carter in the middle, you got to find a way to get two people onto him, whether you inside zone and waddle up to him and get two on him that way, or you do some sort of almost like a down block or trap block to get a second guy up to him. You got to do something.
Pass this time, Lovelace. The time is there over the middle, caught. If you can't run past him, throw it over him. They do so successfully, caught him between the hashes, and then Moss fights for a few extra.
Yeah, I think that's Kuda out there. I think this is what Kuda's second week or third week. I mean, doesn't quite have the coverage recognition yet. I mean, you've only been in the team a couple of weeks. It's hard to know the full defense. But great job finding a way to layer your receiver over that middle section and put it right where Lovelace can see.
Tomorrow it'll be Barry Kuda's 3-week anniversary. So definitely still young in this league. Running up the gut. Parker meets Carter. 5 yards downfield, 2nd and 5 upcoming past midfield now.
I just love the play selections by both teams and how they're staying within their identity, but also opening up a little bit. The key is who's going to make the ability to make a turnover somehow.
Offset eye once again. They run to the outside. Some solid blocks, but you never make it past that man. Carlos Carter hawks him down again, and Michael Bennett can't make it much further.
Welcome back, Kata. No, he's like, nope, not crossing this fictional yellow line here. That's for sure.
He is the defense at this point. The last 3 tackles have all been made by him. 7 on the day. Run up the gut again. Parker, trucks a man, and then gets trucked herself, but made plenty enough yardage there for the first down.
I love how they ran straight at the gut of that defense and said, "You know what? We need 1 yard and we're going to get it."
Inside the 40 now for San Diego's offense. They keep running a similar formation, just flipping the receivers, attacking the slant that time. They catch it. The hit made by Carter as Burleson is trying to pull it in and does successfully.
All I know right now, there's some defensive coordinators that are updating their resumes.
That's exactly right. And I've always doubted Carter in the middle of a defense at defensive end, but he's proving that it works. The throw from Lovelace hasn't come yet. It does now to the out. Finds some space upfield. Kuda, the one to force him out of bounds. Was the big tight end Hunter Goodwin getting skinny along the sideline there.
You got to make sure on that coverage that you take away that outside leverage, upfield shoulder, force him out of bounds earlier than that. Make him have to fight upfield. That was like no fight at all. He let him just get across there.
2-minute warning here. San Diego nearing the red zone, hoping to make it back into a tie ball game. Here on your Thursday night primetime matchup on the Virtual Football Network. I'm DJ Kilgannon. With me in the booth here is my good friend and colleague Keith Wheeler. Our statisticians are Justin Reside and Rodney Smith. And this is Eden Lovelace, who's been working hard all night. That pass a little bit too far out in front, incomplete.
Not sure exactly who she was going to there. There's 2 receivers there, and looked like they broke their routes off a little bit early, which isn't her fault. But that's a matter of communicating and having that connection with your receivers throughout the season.
Some look here. Philly sticking with the nickel. It's either that or the bear. Go with the nickel this time. Lovelace two-step drop, trying to quickly connect to the left, but incomplete. The defender was there the entire time.
Great job, defense, keeping things tight, taking away the inside with your leverage there, and making that a very, very difficult throw, let alone a difficult one to complete.
Empty for San Diego. They want to pass the whole way. They bring extra pressure up the middle. Throw that way as well. Caught right on the right hash, and they will call it 1st and 10, just outside of 1st and goal.
Is that the tight end? Hashtag throw it to the tight end.
That is big Jim Welling, the 6'4", 233-pound rookie. Joined on the same day as Barry Kuda. Like we said, tomorrow it will be that 3-week mark. We have a ton of players on this team who joined from April 9th to 11th. Big group of them flowed in. We'd love to have you all in the red zone. Lovelace to the left, nearly picked. Oh, man. That's one that Chris Britton Jr. would want to have back. He could have changed the game with that play.
I am surprised every defensive back in the league has not gone to Sorensen to find out what type of gloves he wore from the game a couple of weeks ago where he picked off like literally everything that was in and out of his hands. Oh, I hate to see that. But you got to concentrate on that ball. You got to make that catch.
He does already have a pick six on the night. It could have been another pick. They have the offset eye and the two receivers to the far side. A ton of pressure being brought. They throw that way. Caught. Oh, and they gain the first down right at the 1. And there is a timeout for San Diego. All they need is a yard.
You had 2 feet to get into the end zone. You had a 2-foot buffer between that imaginary yellow line and the goal line for first down. And San Diego got it.
A full reset. It is going to be very hard to make a stop if you're Philly. You know what they want to do. Oh, they pass instead. Lovelace to the right. Oh, trying to connect with the hitch. Just a little bit too low. There's not a whole lot of field to work with, so passing is certainly a risk.
You make that drop. You got to open up your front hip and flip it around so you get that throw out with a little bit of power.
Lovelace under center. They're in the same single back look. They actually motion Moss over to the far side. They're showing man as Chris Britton Jr. follows in suit. They pass again. Lovelace to the right. Oh, incomplete. Too many bodies in the area. Chris Britton Jr. was one of them.
I don't know what it is in this league, whether it's pro or whether it's minors, with the offensive coordinators. You're on the 2-foot line. Run the ball.
Yep.
Just run the ball. Make them stop you.
They've struggled to run a little bit, but that doesn't matter. I completely agree with you. Give it to Lincoln Parker up the middle and see what she can do. They shift the D-line here, and San Diego's in the same look. Let's see if they pass again. Lovely surveying. She will. To the left. Incomplete off the hands of a receiver. It's Hunter Goodwin. And another injury as far as Philly's defensive front.
I understand you're trying to catch him in a run-first formation and you will throw the ball. Understand everything is tight down here. You got a 10-yard window to work with. Unless you're like Peyton Manning or Dan Fouts or Kenny Stabler, you can just whistle that thing in there. It's going to be hard.
And here they march out the leg of Bill Gramatica. It's up and good. Right down the middle. 16 plays, 71 yards. What an interesting drive. And only 4 of those plays were run plays. An 11-play passing drive for San Diego.
I bet you the San Diego offensive coordinator was going, gosh, we left points on the board. Yeah, you did. You left 4 points on the board. Run the ball.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll think about that in the future. It's a return. Watch him. Watch that man. They do. They wrangle him up at the 36. That's Terry Money. I can tell you from experience, Keith, that's a guy who in practice is an absolutely lethal returner. So I always get excited and always keep an eye out for him on these returns down here at the minor league level.
He's exciting to watch. The one person we really haven't seen yet is King Alexander.
Yeah. Been very quiet today. No love for the King. Looks like an extra defender on the line. They run it to the left. A little bit of room for Reno to fight. He gets it 9 yards downfield, and there's the first time out.
I love watching Reno run. But regardless of that, you have 8 men in the box. You have a safety rotating down for 9. You got to stop that before it hits 9 yards.
Philly doesn't need points here because they will start the ball with the half, but points would be huge as they split the D line. Right up on that center is a really weak spot in the defense. Let's see if they take advantage of it. San Diego showing man all the way here after the motion receiver. They won't. They'll throw. Rahman, 2-step drop, attacking the hitch. The receiver didn't even know what was going on. Put him on concussion protocol. He was gazing at the stars.
If I'm a quarterback and haven't been a quarterback and a quarterback coach in my career, I would be grabbing that receiver in the huddle by the face mask and making sure they understand your job is to catch the ball, run the route, catch the ball.
Didn't even put his hands up to catch it. That's one that'll seriously make you think. They will pass. Rahman, 5-step drop, attack in the flat. He makes up for it, breaks back inside. Gains well past the first down. That was Ken Dilger, who has his head back in the game now.
I know Dilger isn't going up, but all receivers in this game, tight ends, receivers, running backs, whoever catches the ball, you've got to be able to put the effort in because everybody at the pro level is watching your effort here.
Trips to the far side. Philly looking to completely air it out, scratch that. It's now a pair of receivers to each side. It's King Alexander, who we talked about a little bit ago, on the field now. A huge drop for Rahman. He throws that way. Caught! Head tapped him! Juravicious! Right over the top of the defender.
That's what you call high pointing the ball. You don't catch the ball watching it into your hands. You go up to catch the ball. Great job by Juravicious to high point that and come down with the ball.
A great throw from Rahman to trust him. They're back in the same single back look. They will throw out of it. Rahman to the flat. Once again, it's caught. Going upfield. Oh, just out of bounds. Dilger could have scored, but they call him out at the, it's got to be half-yard line. Oh, they'll call
All
him
I know is everything in my body to not scream at that guy for not jumping over the goal line.
I think
Doing something to just get the ball across the plane.
they may have called it. No, I think he's short. I couldn't tell. I saw the cheerleaders celebrating after, but they cheer for anything. Yeah, he is
It
short.
looked like he stepped out.
I thought so as well. They will call him short. 1st and goal upcoming. And there's no one in the backfield. Empty look. They don't want to run it either. Throw it to the left. Incomplete. Oh, nice play there. Chris Claiborne got a hand on it from a shallow linebacker spot.
Hit it, kept it from the receiver, and almost caught it on the bounce. Dangerous throw. Run the ball. You're on the 6-inch line.
Thank you, Keith.
Sneak the ball. I don't care. Do something. Get the ball in the end zone.
Look and shotgun. They go back to it. 2 stand-up receivers to the far side and a sole one down below. Rahman's in shotgun, throws over the middle, out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete again. 3rd and goal. Get out of empty.
All I know is some offensive coordinators need to be discussed about how to handle the 1st and goal on the 6-inch line. I'm sorry. Run the ball. Tush push works. You're in Philly, right?
Anything but what you're doing. The field goal would be nice. It would scratch out the one they got earlier. But this is not how you need to play this. You have Michael Reno in the backfield. They'll throw. It's a motion. Money finding his way, making it trips to the far side. San Diego's running man, but they don't have a lot of field to worry about. I don't like this for Philly. Rahman will throw that way. Oh, incomplete. It should have been a pick the other way, but they get away with one there, and they have a field goal right before the half break.
I understand points are points. I get it. You're on the 6-inch line. Make them stop you. Don't stop it for them. 3 passes in a row, killed what? 14 seconds? You run the ball, you kill more time.
Man, that's a head scratcher there if you're Philadelphia. because you come out on defense, you make a literally right before their goal line stand. I said it wasn't going to be easy to stop them from here. 3 straight passes result in a field goal. Then Philly does the same thing. They get down to the goal line with 30 seconds left, and they throw 3 passes. You don't learn from the other side. There's just no excuse for that.
San Diego's probably saying thank you for only kicking 3 because it still kind of keeps them close. It's a 1-score game. I know they kick it off to them at the beginning of the second half, but their defense has shown that they can play ball.
Yeah. Man, I don't know about you, Keith. That goal line stand was starting to stress me out. I hate seeing that.
I'm sitting over here popping pills because of it. I'm sorry. I was a triple option quarterback, a triple option coach when I was offensive coordinator. It's like, run the ball. Give it to the fullback.
All set. Once again shifting the D-line for Philly. 19 seconds left to play in the half, and they run it. It looks like they're happy going into half. Lincoln Parker on the run, meets Barry Kuda, and gets leveled for a loss. Nice tackle for loss there.
Good job by the rookie Kuda, but we need a little bit more out of San Diego here. 1 second.
That is all.
Sense of urgency, folks.
That is all the football we will see here in the first half. It has been an interesting one, to say the least. Both offenses started off with an explosion in the first quarter and then have since then lost their voice. Back-to-back field goals from the half-yard line. Man, Keith, let me hear your thoughts, because I know you've got some.
My first thought is everybody needs to start hitting the darn like button. That's there, that little thumbs up thing. Click that, please. Helps us out. For San Diego, you need to kind of just stay with what's working. I mean, you've got some good passes down the field. That hitch worked amazing to start the game. It kind of got away from it a little bit. It's almost like they're trying too hard to not be themselves. Philly, you got Reno. I'm surprised Reno's not walking over to the offensive coordinator and breaking a clipboard after that series. I would be upset. But the other thing with Philly, I'm going to go back to a good old and living color skit. Mo money, mo money, mo money. Throw the ball to money. It's worked.
Yeah. Over 50 yards on the day for him. Look at Michael Reno. He's averaging over 7 a carry. 9 attempts, 65 yards. I bet you he would have got a yard.
Reno would have scored.
Absolutely, yep. Philly gets it back. You can maybe use that as an excuse that they're going to get the ball back anyway, but no reason to not score in that last position. But you got to scratch all that from your mind. You got to play this like you're up. You need to stay aggressive, in my opinion. Play your football. Run downfield. When you can't run, throw it to Terry Money. It's been working all game.
Well, they're going to focus on money. Now is when King Alexander needs to step up a little bit and start showing why he's down here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, going back to that series, you could put a blind person in there and they could have found the end zone running the ball.
Back to single back here for Philly. Big shift from the defense. Rahman surveying. Going to change at the line of scrimmage. That changes motion. There goes Money. The corner does follow him, Keith. They have their eyes on him. Play clock is low. Run to the right. Reno gets met quickly at the line. They'll say he got back to it. Stopped in his tracks by Darius Vonell.
We were talking pregame about this being a run fest. Two teams running the ball, shortening the game. San Diego only had 32 yards rushing in the first half.
Single back here for Reno. He does pass right up the hashes. Oh, nearly picked. Vonell had a chance to take it the other way, but he gets in the way of it nonetheless and causes an incompletion there.
Another week or two of progressions, and that's a pick six.
Yeah.
On both of them that he touched.
Yeah, for sure. Those aren't going to happen without without getting better, right? Without sticking in the gym and progressing. They will throw again. Rahman, 3-step drop to the right. Caught right as the defender got there. Joe Juravicious extending the drive a little bit further.
San Diego seems to be leaning into this kind of a soft zone behind their stunts up front, and it's working to a point. I mean, it worked early in the game, but it's like Philadelphia's figured it out how to get that into that little pocket.
Heavy set D line, they split them. Middle of that defense a little bit open. He bounces it that way, but Horizon Breeze plays his role nicely to clean it up. He only gained 2.
And 2 yards would have been more than the 6 inches that they didn't get at the end of the half.
That's exactly right. We got to keep going back to it just to drill it into their head.
Offensive coordinators learn from that.
Yep. You'd hope, right? But you saw it the other way and didn't learn. Let's see if they adjust. Hopefully they do. Rahman rolling out to his right. The pressure's there. Throws across his body to a hitch. No luck at all. Terry Money got completely blanketed, but that's Roman Oben down, the lead tackle.
That's the third Philly player, I think, that's been injured between Sapp, Rudd, and now Oben. Hopefully they're all back.
Tackle for Roman Oben, so not the blind side tackle, but it's still going to be pressure to the face of Rahman, which in my opinion may just be worse, because once he sees the pressure, that's when he starts to get shaken up a little bit.
I would agree with that assessment.
Back to this 4 wide look. They motion to make it trips to the far side. It's King Alexander. They do pass. Rahman, 3-step drop, fires that way, caught. There he goes, putting his fingerprints on this one. Alexander pulls that one in. That's another one of those high point passes you were talking about.
Definitely, as a receiver, you don't watch into your hands. You have to make sure you go up and get it. I believe that's his second reception of the night for Alexander.
Does look like it for 22 yards. Yeah, averaging 11 per catch. That last one being his long. Run right up the gut. A spin. Reno gets clobbered. Gains 4, however, as 8 minutes remain in the third.
Philadelphia needs to kind of lean back into their run-first mentality. Yep. I know they got shoved down their throat last week in San Jose, but no, they're good running the ball. You've got Michael Reno. Lean on him.
And he's been good tonight. They just won't consistently go his way. It looks like that's Juravicious in motion, making it 2 to the far side. They run it. There we go. That's Jones getting the look. Breeze shuts it down. I think he loses a yard there.
You're controlling the clock. You're letting the clock tick down. You're up 7. It's kind of early to be doing that game, but I understand that's what works for your team.
Just over 7 minutes to go here. As Rahman throws once again to the right side. Caught in double coverage. What a play. Who else, Keith? Big 19. Terry Money in traffic.
Mo money, mo money, mo money. I love that catch right in between the zones, right between the second level and third level. We're starting to split the safeties. I mean, if he just waited just a split second longer, that could have been 6 because he could have split those safeties.
After that play is when I pick up my phone and message my team owner, Eddie Gage, to keep an eye out for Terry Money because he's balling out. Run to the right side, bouncing off a few before he's brought down. Horizon Breeze once again involved in the play.
Breeze goes, yeah, Carter may be on the other side, but I'm just as good. I am just as good. And he is. Always a force to be accounted for when you play San Diego.
Back to the same look we've seen them in. They can do anything out of it. We've seen it all night. Rahman will throw. 3-step drop to the left. Caught the hitch! Just short. Might be 3rd and goal from the 1 yet again. That was Keyshawn Johnson pulling that one in.
Nice throw. I'm not a big fan of the mechanics because he was twisted and kind of threw back across his body. That was all arm strength right there. Literally all arm.
They do run to the left. See how easy that was. He wasn't even touched. He wasn't even smelt. No one knew he was there. Michael Reno punches it in without breaking a sweat to make it a 2-possession lead.
Goes back to the end of the first half. You have a running back like Michael Reno. Let him earn his money.
He's had such a solid day, and that's his second touchdown of it. Just under 80 yards on his night. Man, it feels like he should be a bigger part of this one, Keith, but they just keep pulling away from him. This is seeming a little bit, it's weird. It's like a hybrid of the Philadelphia of old. The Philadelphia of old was throwing it all over the field, deep shots all the time. Mike Skamizniak leading the league in yards and picks just because he was such a gunslinger. But this Philly team, they run it a bit more. They don't throw downfield all the time. They keep it short to the line and just take what they can get. I'm starting to like it.
All right, here's for the chat.
I think we lost you there for a second, Keith, as soon as you said that. I guess that was just on my end.
And first SFLm team he played for.
We lost you there for a second. We'll get back to your thought there after this play. Lovelace throws, tight traffic, incomplete. You'll have to repeat yourself there, friend.
All right, am I back this time?
Yep, you're clear, crystal.
Mike Samiziak. Who did he play? Who was his first SFLm team without having to look it up? Chat.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if I should be proud that I know that off the top of my head or a little disappointed. Split backs look for the Aces. Drops back. Lovelace rolling out to her right. Fires it across her body. Picked! It's Carlos Carter! Taken the other way. Out to the 36. Philly has the ball back.
I've said this multiple times. With a quarterback, your fundamentals start with your feet. Get your feet set. Flip your hips. Make that pass. You cannot throw across your body like that. Not with Carter in the middle.
No. Man.
Sorry, Goose, you're wrong.
What a play. I mean, whenever you have a defensive end playing the linebacker, picking plays off, it's just so fun to see. Single back here. They will motion over a receiver, making it two receivers to the close side here. Run right up the gut. Ryzen Breeze meets him at the line. And I'll throw the alley-oop to Goose, if you don't mind me giving the answer, because I do know this one. Being this minor league is my specialty, if you will. And I also know why you know this one, because Mike Skamizniak threw over there in Pittsburgh for a little while.
Yeah, last year as a minor league team, Mike was our quarterback. Came in, I think, week 2 or 3, yeah.
Yep. The run here quickly snuffed out, 3rd and 4. You know what? Since it's trivia night, I got one that I'll bring up after a few more plays here, Keith. But, man, okay. San Diego has just completely given the ball back to Philly in this one, and they just have all the momentum, it feels like.
I understand it's time for San Diego to create turnovers. They've done it before. They need to do it again.
Pass to the far left side. That one just way too overthrown. Nowhere really to go there. Rahman shaking his head after that one.
We know Rahman and Eden Lovelace both have trouble with their fundamentals when the pocket collapses. You got the pressure from your front with San Diego and the ability to bring in exotics with your linebackers. Don't be afraid to do that.
Punt coming off of Philly, and here's your question. We're going back to season 10 when oh, what a bounce! Oh my gosh! Pins him at the 5. They got a remote control in that ball. I mean, that was a miracle bounce. Oh my gosh!
Wow, is this the UFL?
Yeah, no joke.
Is this the UFL? Man. Oh my gosh, they test things out there all the time. I love it. Okay, San Diego, time to respond.
Yeah, absolutely. You need some points in a big way. You need a touchdown in a big way. Running to the left. Parker finding some space. They'll call it 4. Here we go. All right. Back in season 10, when San Jose won their first championship, who was their starting quarterback at the start of the season? Without looking it up, if
Ooh,
you can tell me that.
San Jose. I don't think I
Said
really
I.
paid much attention to season 10, unfortunately. I was too worried about building Pittsburgh.
Yep, I don't blame you. That's when we had 4 teams. The SFLm was in a very fun time. That's when I first started calling games quite a bit, and now here we are.
So that would have been San Jose, Boston, Philadelphia,
New York.
and New York.
Offset. Excuse me. Split backs for San Diego. Lovelace will 5-step drop, rolling out to her right and brought down from behind. A huge play from Philly to push him closer to the goal line. That's Fregley Ramen.
That's dangerous pass right there, especially when you roll to your weak side. There's too many fundamental things you got to do with that to throw. Almost wish they would have rolled the pocket one way or the other to give Eden a little bit more time.
Seeing Brady White in the chat, it was not. Brady
No,
White
it wasn't
came
Brady.
in a few weeks after the season started and ended up winning the season at the end. Oh, there it is. The Wolf Lord. I think that's Ryan. Got it. Candy Cane. It was.
Yep.
It was Candy Cane.
Yeah, I remember that name, but I don't remember really watching it. Like I said, I was too worried about first season with Pittsburgh in the majors and building that team.
Got to have some fun here as Philly starts to pull away in this one. Still plenty of time for San Diego to mount a comeback, but they're going to need some points very quickly, and they're going to have to stop Philly from getting any. It's 2 receivers to the far side here with play clock getting low. Rahman throws that way too soft of coverage for them. Alexander catches it one-handed without a problem.
The thing that gets me with this 3-man front, they're playing a lot of soft zone pass. It's like they expected Philly to pass like they did last year, even though they're a running team by nature this season. And even then, they really are just allowing everything to be caught.
Run to the far left side. Reno breaks the tackle. We'll go back to another question that we asked earlier, but we didn't get a response. And now that I know someone's in here, I'm going to ask it again. Who was the fullback for Philadelphia in that same season 10 season that San Jose won the championship? It is a very prominent name in the league right now. I will say that as a hint. Single back look for Philadelphia. Run right up the gut. Breeze the first one to meet him. 3rd and 1 upcoming after that Thomas Jones carry.
It wasn't Isaac Knox. Isaac Knox played when I played in the SFLm. I'll have to think about that one.
I would say who's in the chat now that should get it, but that would give it away, so I'm not going to. Run to the left side, bounces it back in. Great run from Reno. A stiff arm gets him even closer to the red zone.
Told you, first quarter runs are 1, 2, 3 yards. By third, fourth quarter, the defense has been out in the field too much for San Diego specifically. And those runs turn into 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, 20, and eventually breakaways.
Shout out to Goose. You nailed it. John Osmosis, current MVP front runner, was the fullback for Philly back in season 10. Good job. Run to the right. Jones is the one doing it again. 2nd and 7 upcoming.
It's too easy to pick offensive players for MVP. I'm going to defend my Pittsburgh Riverhogs a little bit, but Doug Day has had a season this year. Holy smokes, has Double D had a season.
So I saw that there was a vote in the streets earlier, and I actually did vote for Osmosis. I think he's been so fantastic in Anchorage's success. Run to the outside, quickly wrangled up. 3rd and 7 upcoming as this 3rd quarter comes to a close.
All right, since we're talking trivia, season 10, who was the defensive coordinator for the Boston Rebels?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I want to know if you know this one.
Drop back. Rahman throwing over the middle, incomplete. 4th and 7.
It was like a misery.
This may be field goal range from Grammatica, but it's been iffy from this range. He should be able to hit this, though.
Depends upon how the winds are down here, and depends on how many batteries are being thrown. Yes, we know random stuff. We know Queen City.
That kick is up and good, extending their lead and doubling the points that they had.
What was that, Goose? Who are you talking about? I believe he's in the chat. He can announce himself who the Rebels DC was.
Oh, they figured it out, did they?
Yes.
Goose the Historian is what we call him.
And we know him because we know him as by his real name.
His booth name.
His booth name is John. But everybody knows him as who, DJ?
The good fella Donde está la carne.
Yeah, that's why he's in. I had to make sure I gave him some love.
Yeah,
good guy. I love announcing games with him too.
Yeah, he helped me out this Tuesday quite a bit whenever I wasn't able to make it for some games, so thank you for that. It's much appreciated. Parker on the run there meets Barry Kuda just past the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 7 upcoming.
Kind of going back to the last defensive series for Philly, we were talking about Carter on that interception. He kind of reminds me almost like the SFLm version of Brian Urlacher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that analysis there. They run to the left side behind an I form. Parker gets brought down at the line, nowhere really to go at all.
Well, you got a small fullback, unless your name is like Max Strong, that's not going to really work very well.
Empty look, Lovelace, tough throw. Back in the dime is Philly. Rolling way back in the pocket, huffing it downfield. Caught in traffic, beautiful catch. Burleson has been reliable all night.
Right down the middle again. The secondary was trying not to get beat deep, but you got to remember the receiver's still in front of you guys. Got to be able to lock that down quick. In fact, if that corner hadn't come over, that would have been 6.
Oh, yeah. That will be the end here of the third quarter. Philly leads 34-17 over the Aces on their home court. Let's see if the Aces have something to say about it. I'm DJ Kilgannon with you here on Thursday night primetime. With me in the booth is my good friend and colleague Keith Wheeler. A special thank you to our statisticians Justin Reside and Rodney Smith, as well as to Alex West, the producer here for the SFLm, doing all you do. You're a huge part of this. And as well, thank you to Ellie Diomis, the SFLm commissioner, for making all this possible.
Here's the goal, San Diego. You got to score 3 times and figure out a way to stop Philly. So they can do it. They've shown it in the first quarter that they can put up 14 points pretty quick. Yeah. Can they do it in the fourth when it matters?
Said I once again back to their regular formation, tight throwing coverage. Nowhere to go. That's not the throw you need in this spot.
Like they said, fourth quarter, don't forget the 4s, the 12s, 86s, 88s, and any other number of anybody we have lost in the recent times. And make sure we hit the like button, people. It helps us out for bingo night. Even though I've never come close to winning, I still play.
Yeah, bingo, dude. It's like my worst nightmare. I'll never win, and I've never even gotten close. Motion there from San Diego, making it trips to the far side here to start this fourth quarter. Lovelace to throw, rolling out to her left. The lefty getting active, pump fakes, breaks a sack, tries to take off, somehow gets away, and eventually gets brought down. Oh my gosh, what a whirlwind of a play. I've never seen someone work harder for 1 yard, Keith.
Other than Walter Payton back in 1984, yeah, I would agree with you. That was a lot of work to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The punt out once again. Nick Murphy is going to need some icy hot for those leg joints. I'll see if they get another crazy bounce. Oh, dude, someone needs to sign this guy. What is going on here? Right at the 10 again. San Diego, Nick Murphy's going to end up getting the game ball at this rate.
Do we really give game balls to teams that are behind?
Look, man,
I'm not saying that they've lost. I'm just saying they've got a big hill to climb.
You know, even if you lose, you get a game ball for your efforts. participation award. I think we'll give that to McMurphy. If the score stays the same here. Back to the single back look. Philly has done this same thing before. They can drive the length of the field. They just got to do it. They start with a run by Reno, and they'll call it 2nd and 3 after it.
Time to start just leaning on Michael Reno. He's already over 100 yards. Let him carry this team and control the clock.
Run to the outside this time, but he bounces it back in. They call it a first down. Thomas Jones, the one with the carry.
Philly, just stay with your identity. Keep running the ball. Make San Diego create turnovers. They can't do that consistently.
I challenge it. I did think he was short initially. Let's have another look at it here.
Either way, it stops the clock.
It does.
Either way,
this isn't terrible for him.
No, it stops the clock a little bit. Yeah, I think he's short.
I think so too. Maybe we can get a better angle. Here we go. He's short.
You know, like they say, it's never the refs, just coach your players better. I'm sorry, that's the athletic director in me.
No. You're right. I don't disagree. And then, let's see if we can get another trivia question here. This one may be a little more. This one may be right down the middle because we certainly have some historians in chat. We'll get to that after this turn of the drive here. Unless Philly can keep it going. They just need a yard with a motion. That is King Alexander making it a pair of receivers to the close side. They do run. Reno finds plenty of space. First down there. He meets Horizon Breeze afterwards.
If Philly can turn this into like a 4.5, 5 minute drive, that's nails on the coffin.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we have the Boston Cavalry here in the SFLm, of course. What city was the former Cavalry located in? This one should be a layup. To the outside.
I played against them in my SFLm days.
Oh, very nice. I did as well way back when. I was all the way back in SFLm Season 6. It feels like forever at this point.
Right,
it's not even on the site anymore.
Yeah, I came in 7. I think they were still around.
Second
yes, he is Will Ford. He's doing great.
Yeah, Reno is killing it. Again, a pair of receivers to the close side for Reno. And he gets the carry once again. Bounces it to that side. Finds some space. Breeze hits him hard. Another first down. And, yep, you nailed it, Ryan. The Ottawa Cavalry, formerly known as.
10 yards on that run. Remember I said earlier in the game, it's going to look like 1 or 2. Late in the game, it's going to turn into double digits. 5.6 yards a carry. That's phenomenal.
Single back, they run it right up the gut. Jones getting what he can, which is 3 yards. Solid there. 6.5 upcoming here for the 4th.
Yeah, we're just kind of waiting. I mean, like I said, if they get this down under 4 minutes before San Diego gets it, San Diego's got to get in some dangerous territory to get back in this.
They run it right there again. Reno finding some space, breaks a tackle, then gets hit hard. Only gains a yard or 2 before he's brought down.
Yeah, Kanye Rockefeller was the free safety. I remember that team. Great guy. A class act when Ottawa was there.
I'll tell you what, Rockefeller was playing in black and white. He's been in the league forever.
He's back in silent movie days for Mike Daggs?
Oh, yeah. That's exactly right. Motioning over. There's only a few players still left that are from that time. 2 players to the far side. They pass again. Rahman to the left, incomplete. A ton of defenders in the area, and they are forced to punt again.
I don't agree with that play call. Yeah, you're behind the sticks. I get it. It's 3rd and 5. We're going to catch my card. Run the ball, because running the ball does what, DJ?
Gets the clock down.
keeps running the clock. You want the clock to run when you're ahead by 17.
Mm-hmm. The punt is off. And it's right at about the 10 again. A great punting showcase continues as Burleson is brought down just inside the 20. This feels like the final drive here, Keith. If they don't score, it almost feels like it's too far out of range, at least in my opinion.
Not only score, but they have to score quickly
Yeah.
in order to have a
Finish
shot. I mean,
fast.
if it takes them 5 minutes to score, it's the same thing as not scoring.
Yeah. Motion here from San Diego. That's Dwayne Bates making it a sole receiver to each side. You also have the stand-up tight end playing close to the line. They run. Parker nowhere to go. Once again, smothered by CC.
Carter is, like I said, he's the Urlacher. Urlacher at New Mexico played defensive end, outside linebacker, then transitioned to inside in the pros, all pro. I can see Carter becoming an all pro at the SFLm level if he goes to the right team and they develop him right.
They'll motion over split backs into offset I. Lovelace will roll out to her left and throws that way as well to the crossing route caught. And they are in the hurry up now. They're playing with a little bit of urgency.
The only thing I'd like to see is when they do that is they flip the formation so people don't have to run all the way across it to get set.
I completely agree with you there. Now they're hurrying back up. Lovelace a perfect 50% on the deck. Rolling out to her left once again. Some pressure is there. Throwing it to the flat. Caught. They'll call it back at the line as he goes out of bounds.
But it gets out of bounds. It saves them time so that they can take shots. Now, yeah, I would love to see positive yardage, but not losing yards is helpful too because they went backwards and they got back to the line of scrimmage to get out of bounds.
Two receivers to the near side here for Lovelace. Trying to keep it close to the sideline. She does. She throws it that way. Caught by Burleson, but he stays in bounds and gets hit hard. First down, though. A little bit of time ticking away. Well past midfield now as they pass once again. Three-step drop. Pressure's there, and she's brought down. 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Got to have an internal clock in your head and understand the situation. You're going to have pressure on that.
Completion. Burleson makes the tough catch in double coverage. It's 3rd and 7. You cut it down after a rough 2nd down, but Lovelace to throw again. Pressure's there. She breaks it to the left. Incomplete. Oh, man, tight coverage. Barber gets a hand on it.
Rondé Barber gets the hands up, says not today. That was a dangerous throw. One receiver, 3 black jerseys around him. Not good.
Punt now away from San Diego. Yeah, they got to... Oh, they fake passing it. It's incomplete. Oh, my gosh. If you're going to go for it, just throw the ball.
I mean, the Waves did that back in the game 2, I think it was against New York, but we did it in the first quarter, which I had no clue why we did that. But it's like I have yet to see it completed at either level. I think maybe once.
I feel like Lexington may have done it at some point. Sounds familiar, but man,
maybe
I don't
Alex
remember
can
that
tell
ever
us.
working. He would know. One of our many historians in the chat here. As Philly comes
well, all
back
these
out
historians here, I got a question for him.
Let's hear it.
Let's get through this play.
Let's do it. 5 to go on the play clock as Dilger motions. They run it. They knew it was coming. They only gain a yard, but plenty of time is off the clock.
Well, as random stuff says, not a trivia question, but discussion. Who will play in the SFLm championship game this season? Whatever 2 teams make it. Okay. Right now, to me, it's obviously San Jose is kind of leading it.
Yeah.
I think pretty handily. It's just who can rise up to the occasion to play with them. That's just a simple thought process.
Yeah, I'll give you one, but it's going to be boring. I mean, I feel like saying it's the 2 top teams in the league feels like a gimme, but they've been at another level. Pitch to the outside, brought down quickly. I feel like San Jose has to be one of them. They've easily been the best team in the league this season. They have been dominating games. And apart from them, if I had to pick another team that I think could go all the way. It's a tough one. I'll think on it.
Playing right now, I would say I would have to go with Boston just because of the last 2 or 3 games that I've watched with
Yeah,
them. They've been able to kind of
I
change
think you're
from
right.
game one when we beat them, but it's really a matter of who can put games together at the end.
Yeah, that's where I was leaning. I think I'll go San Jose and Boston. And to the right,
Uh,
that's by 2
well, I would be
tacklers.
remiss to say if the Waves don't figure out how to get things figured out, we could make a run too. It's a matter of peaking at the
Oh
right
yeah,
time.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, any of these 6 teams can run and play in this championship game and win it. It's
Yep.
just I think San Jose is just slightly ahead of everybody by a yard or two.
Mm-hmm.
Is who can play catch up,
Another
who
punt
has the
here from
pedigree.
Philly. Let's see, got another interesting one to rack your brains around.
Oh, I got
But
one
not
for you first
before
though.
this 2-minute warning. Yeah, let's hear it.
2-minute warning. Game's on the line. Let's see if Philly can kind of pin them deep here. But all right, SFLm 7. What minor league team did I play for?
Oh, I won't say.
I want
Did
the
see it
chat to figure
earlier.
it out.
Yeah, my lips are sealed. Punt is away for Philly. Fielded at about the 15, brings it out to about the 22.
Burleson, ever dangerous. He could have broke that. It just great coverage by the Gunners, though.
Yeah. Yeah, wrangled up quickly. Didn't have much of a place to go at all.
Come on, chat. Quit Googling this and looking it up on the website. Who did I play for?
Said I once again.
No, that was DJ.
Pass to the left, caught. Burleson nowhere to go.
I like the idea of passing the ball, how they're doing. It needs to be downfield and outside.
Just a few yards to go for San Diego. They need to keep it ahead of the sticks. We'll drop back and throw that to the left. Incomplete. Moss gets hit hard. Chris Britton Jr. continues to have a really nice day.
Done a great job so far with Britton. I just like the fact he's around the play. I just need to see San Diego be not afraid to put the ball downfield. Eden's got an arm. Let her use it.
Offset high. They pass again. Lovelace pressure's there, and she is brought down. Nowhere to go at all.
You got to have that internal clock, and being left-handed, she's not going to see that pressure very easily. So it's just a matter of figuring it out and understanding that sense of timing.
Alone in the backfield once again.
So DJ, got guesses in the chat. You want to correct them or not?
Moving back in the pocket, thrown to the post, incomplete. And stopped in their tracks. San Diego just unable to do anything offensively. Chris Britton Jr. makes the hit once again.
Chris is showing that the reason he's down here is to do just that. And yes, Mark, it was season 7. I came in the last 2 weeks.
And there it is. Victory formation here for the Cougars.
Great game. I think
Yeah.
great job. I think both teams played really well. I think Philadelphia, coming off the loss last week, the way they lost was a hard one. That's a lot of emotion you have to overcome as a San Diego. And yes, Mark, you're right. It was the Lexington Miners.
It was. Nailed it. I knew that because I was in the coaching room at the time still.
Yeah,
Part
I remember.
of that front office long times ago. I also was a Lexington Miner down in the minor leagues.
Do you remember what number I wore, though?
Shoot. I don't. I'd be
Oh,
remiss if I didn't guess 41.
no, it was not 41. I didn't change to the 40s until I went pro.
Uh,
Um, but I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the catch.
oh, does it?
Dwight Clark, San Francisco 49ers were what number? Number 87.
Mm. See, I'm glad I didn't guess. I would have been wrong. I was going to say 81.
Nah.
See, that's a
Other
little
than
bit before my era.
Russ Francis, nobody good's really wore in 81.
Mm. Man, what a game it has been. Philly really just took this one out of the hands of San Diego. This game was over at the end of the second quarter. It felt like after San Diego made that slip up and Philly took momentum, they just completely looked back.
And yes, Mark, I believe that was the same season for Xavier X Factor Solomon.
Yep, he was. That is when he would have been on Lexington. I think that was when he was still in the Dev League.
Yeah.
Playing down for.
Well, Dev wasn't technically. Well, I guess technically they did have Dev League in 7. I don't know. Like I said, I came at the end.
Mark, I'll ask you. Do you remember who the QB for that Lexington team? I know you will, Keith. Pass to the outside, incomplete. 2nd and 10 upcoming here. That would be
I played there for.
You could get that mark.
I played for 3 weeks, and we lost to Montreal in the playoffs. I barely saw the field. I couldn't tell you, other than Marco Swift, who was my coach. I couldn't tell you anybody else on that team.
Oh, dude, I could give you some names afterwards. 5 seconds left to go. Here's the same quarterback I played with in Lexington, actually. Dropping back away in the pocket, throwing downfield and tipped away. That is all the time we have. Zeros fill the score bug as Philadelphia holds on and just slaughters the Aces 34-17. What an up and down game it was. A super high first half. And man, Mark, you nailed it. I am shocked. Keith, let me hear your thoughts on this one.
Was it Chaddington?
It was Chad Moore. That's who it was.
Yeah, I once he said it, I go, oh yeah, I remember that name. I mean, I wasn't on the team long enough to know, and it was pre 2K4 era, so I had like no idea how to develop as a tight end. I still didn't after I got into pros, but I loved it. Great game by Philadelphia. Great game plan. Playing with the formations to create personnel mismatches was a stroke of genius. More teams need to do that. And yes, Mark, I'm saying that so more people learn it. I just love the fact that they did this. But I mean, that first quarter, 28 points. I thought this was going to be a shootout, and all of a sudden, Philly's defense decided to show up.
Yeah, they sure did. They showed up in a huge way, and they completely stopped their momentum in their tracks. Man, ladies and gentlemen, what a Thursday night primetime game it has been. Philadelphia really showing that they can do something at the end half of this season. Thank you all for watching. Hit that like button before you go. I've been DJ Kilgannon. With me here has been my friend and colleague, Keith Wheeler. Thank you to our statisticians, Justin and Rodney. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Ellie. And thank you to everyone watching. Have yourselves a good night.